So in Java, first of all, you need some environment setup that I already told you in the first session, that you need to install Java on your machine. You need to install Eclipse on your machine. Okay, so now this session will be something like debate session, so that it will be not a one-way communication, it will be a two-way communication, so that you can ask the queries at any point of time. You can just unmute your mic and just ask the question. After that, you can mute yourself. So anybody can tell me what is Eclipse? Anybody? Pankaj, you can tell me what is Eclipse?
Eclipse is a platform where we can run Selenium automation with Java.
Exactly. So you can say this is very, very important question from the interview perspective. Reason is that sometimes what happens, people learn few concepts from the internet like YouTube, and they just go for the interview. Now interview try to get something like so that he can come to know that you have worked really in the real environment, or you have just learned the concept from the internet from cracking the interview. Are you getting my point? And how they are going to judge? They will ask you one thing. First thing, can you write or develop a Selenium framework without Eclipse? And trust me, most of the person give the answer no. And this is the first wrong impression you are giving to your interview. So now the thing is, what is Eclipse? What is NetBeans? What is IntelliJ? These all are the software. Okay, and these softwares comes under the category that is called IDE. What is called IDE? What is the full form of IDE? Anybody know?
Integrated
development environment. Now, why I'm saying that this is very important, you have given very good answers of the Selenium, you have given good answers of Java, but you have not given the right answer of the environment. So it means he will come to know, oh, you are good in learnings. You can good learn the question and interview. Trust me, you have 100 set of questions in the interview, in the internet. Just go and learn it without understanding. At one time, you will able to crack the interview. But what will happen when you go in the real environment? They will find this thing, this drawback, that you are learn the things, but you do not know any practical knowledge. And in that case, what will happen? After 6 month provision period, say yes, bye-bye. Okay. Second thing, in the interview, they will also try to judge you. Oh, really person have worked on the environment or not? So how they can just answer is that using your basic knowledge of the environment. So actually, Eclipse is known as an integrated development environment. It means it is tool which is giving you a platform where you can develop your Java code or your Selenium code or your framework easily. Getting my point? It will give you environment for that. Otherwise, without Eclipse, also you can create a good automation framework, and that you can create without any ID using your notepad. But your effort will be very, very high. Getting my point? So in Eclipse, what is the benefit? Suppose take the example. In Java, you want to learn a concept that is called class. So if you want to create a class without Eclipse, it will be very, very tough. But in Eclipse, you can create it very easily. How you can create it? Just first of all, you will say File, New, and click on a option Java project. Okay, so Java project, I will create a project for you. For example, I will give say 21st. Let's make automation easy. Weekend batch. Getting my point? So I have created a project name. Okay, now I click on finish. Now, first of all, anybody can tell me what do you mean by project in Eclipse? Anybody know what do you mean by project in Eclipse?
It's a source code which can...
Okay, project means okay. In your general life, you can tell me what is project. What is project? Project is something like that you are working on a specific task. That is called a project. Yes or no? Yes. Right, Pankaj? So project means, so now tell me one thing in terms of manual testing. Suppose take the example. You are working in a you are working in an Amazon application, means you are a person who is assigned multiple projects. So you are working in an Amazon application, you are working in a Flipkart, and you are working in so many other applications. So now tell me, if documents will be given to you related to the Amazon manual testing document related to the Flipkart, how you are going to store in your system? In a one folder, or you will create some different folders? Like for Amazon, I will create Amazon documents. For Flipkart, you will create another folder, Amazon document. You will create in this manner, or you will create a single folder and keep all the documents in one place.
We will create different folder for different
projects, right?
Wow.
So in the same way, suppose take the example, you are developing a framework for two applications, like one is Amazon, one is Flipkart. So whenever you are creating any file for your Amazon related automation, you are going to keep in one folder, okay? And whenever you are creating any file related to the Flipkart, you are going to create another folder. So in Java, whenever anybody saying is what is project, project is nothing. Whenever you are creating a project in Eclipse, actually you are creating a folder in your machine. Getting my point? You want to see? I created file, new Java project here. I just give any name, but the right click on this project 21st, go into the properties, and you will see in the properties section. Let me show you. Are you able to see this location? Let me click it here and see. I've created a project with the name of 21st Let Make Automation. But behind the scene, what is created? What is created? A folder. So first thing that should be very, very clear. People try to understand project in very, very vast manner, some complex manner. In automation, project is nothing. Project is a dedicated folder which is created in your machine, so that every file which you are going to use related to that project, you are going to keep under this folder. Getting my point? If I'm going to create another project, it means I will create another folder. Getting my point? So this is only the project. Getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Now,
Yes.
Second, when you have created the project, you will see what is the benefit of the Eclipse. When you create a folder, by default, it provides you few other folders in your project. You have just created file new project. It created a weekend, 21st weekend, Let Make Automation folder. But you will see when you go into it, are you able to see few other things like dot setting, bin, and SRC? Are you able to see these three folders? One folder is related to the setting. Just forget about that. Now the question is that why they have created two folders by default for you. If you are getting this point, what is SRC and what is bin? SRC means the source and bin means binary. In Java, if you have learned what is Java, Java is a two-way of process. First of all, you create a file. Let me create. How you can create a Java class? Right click on SRC, new, click on class. Okay, now you can give any name. Like I'm giving a name STUDENT. I've created a class student. Now I'm going to do one thing, clicking on this main, public static void main, and click on finish. You have created a Java file. What is the extension of this file?
.java.
Very good. Now anybody know that whenever we have to run the code, what file we run? What file we run? We run .java or something else?
.class.
Excellent. Now the question is that I created a .java file. Where is the .class file? I'm not able to see on my project on Eclipse. Are you able to see any? You are able to see student.java. Are you able to see student.class? So because the thing is that Eclipse is providing you a development environment. He is saying that just focus on your Java code. You don't need to worry about the .class file. Behind the scene, I will create it. Just go and check the folder on your drive. I have created .java file, which is in SRC. Are you able to see? Just go and check the bin folder.
No.
Are you able to see any file student.class?
Yes.
So now you will see what has happened in front of the Eclipse UI. It is giving an environment for the development. Whenever you create any class, like let me take the example EMPLOYEE, you are creating just a Java file, and at the same time, it is creating the class file without any extra thing. Are you able to see?
Yes.
Now this is also a confusion. People say that whenever you have to run a Java file, you make a right click here and say run as Java application. So people thought that actually when you are making a right click on Java, you are running the Java file. Are you getting my point? Please be on. I'm able to see some background noise. Till the time you are not speaking, you can be on mute. Else, whenever you want to speak, just unmute and talk and then again mute. Okay. Now you will see. Whenever people think about that, I'm making a right click and saying run as Java application. So actually it is running the Java file? No. Whenever you are running this option from the Eclipse, when you say run as Java application, actually it goes to the bin directly and find the relative .class file and run it. Let me run it. It is printing Lord Shiva. You can unmute, say can yes, and can unmute also, so
Yes.
that the session will. You are able to see. But the fact is that this code is printed not from this Java file. It is printed when it run the .class file. Getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Now you will see I can prove it also that whenever you are making any change, your .class file is updated. Go and check what is the time of your .class file, employee.class. What is the timing here? 11:26 a.m. Yes or no? For the employee. And what is the time for a student? 11:25. Yes or no?
Yes.
Just go and make any changes in your file. Like I'm saying that I'm making another statement changes. I will tell you about one by one. I'm just giving an introduction of the base of the Java. Lord Ganesha. I'm making any change. Control, save it. Control S. You can save it from here. Now go and check. Is there any changes in the .class file? Tell me, are you able to see any changes in the timing of the student.class?
Yes.
So this facility is given by the Eclipse. Otherwise, when you are not using the Eclipse, actually what you have to do, you have to write the .java file. Then you have to make this process that is called compilation. Are you getting my point? Whenever you make a developer Java file, what is the process? You create a Java file. For example, student.class. Getting my point? You create
Yes.
a file student.java. You actually design this class. Then manually, if you are not using any Eclipse tool, manually you have to convert this class, or you can say you generate a class that is called student.class. Are you getting my point? Student.class. Then only you can run it. And for converting it, you have to run a command from the command prompt that is called Java C and give the name of your class student.java. Are you getting my point? But now
Yes, sir.
but nowadays you are not aware about this. Reason is that your Eclipse tool has just removed this part from you. They are taken care. They are saying that just create the Java file. I will compile it. Okay, I will run this command behind the scene and will create the student class for you. And wherever you want to run, actually you run this student class file. How you run? You need a command for that. What is the command? Anybody know? Java and the name of the class. Getting my point? So whenever you are following this process manually, actually it will take time. You are creating the file, then Java C command, then create the class file, then you have to run. The ID is called integrated development environment. It makes your process very easy. You don't need to do so many things. Just create the Java file, write the code behind the scene. It is compiling your code. It is checking your code. Getting my point? Yes or no? I want to listen from other person. Pankaj is very active. Other person can also speak. If you are not getting, you can tell me, but try to speak, try to make it interactive session. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Great. So now you will see, whenever I'm saying that in this process, it is taking the process of Java C. This process is actually called compilation. Compilation means whatever code you have written in the Java file, it checks with the syntax. If the syntax is correct, then only it creates the student.class. If the syntax is not correct, it will give you the error. So you will get this error. So it is very tough to find the errors when you are running this process using the command prompt. Getting my point? But you will see how easy this process in ID. Just try to make any error. Just try to make any error. This one. It is giving you a red line.
Yes.
Now try to run your code. You will see. Run your code. Run as. Are you getting any option? Run as Java application.
No.
It is something like that. It is trying to do what is needed for you. You will see. You click on it. He will give the error. Now anybody, any unknown person who is not knowing Java so much, they can also get the reason what is the error. Can anybody tell me what is the error?
Yeah, it is showing like static is expected.
Yes, it is saying that
Static.
you have used the wrong word static. And trust me, if I will show you the process without Eclipse, it will be very, very tough for you to find the error. You want to see that, or should I continue with that Eclipse, or you want to see the traditional process? Anybody want to see the traditional process, or should I proceed with the Eclipse? You got the understanding of?
Proceed with Eclipse, sir.
Okay, that is okay. Okay, so if you want to get that process, I will suggest you, there is a video in my channel. I will share that video. You will see the process, how it runs. Okay, now you will see whenever you are making any changes, it is compiling and then it runs. Save it and runs. It is running. So you got the process, that how you create a Java file in Eclipse, how it creates the .class file, and how you run it. Is it okay?
Yes.
Now, other things also I told you. Suppose what happens, whenever you are writing some code in the traditional approach in the notepad, you have to write each and every word. Now tell me, if you want to write this code SYSO to print some statement, can you do this thing SYS and make a control space? It is giving any suggestions that what can be the name of the code? No.
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 So it means whenever you are writing a compute code system dot out, you can do some errors, but just see the benefit of the Eclipse. I will give a shortcut key in Eclipse. Write SYSO and make control space. It has written the complete code.
Yes.
So your development will be fast. Second thing, in your Eclipse, whenever you are trying to use any code, not only about this one, there are so many shortcut keys to make the things very, very easy. In your notepad, can you make the formatting like some code should be right aligned, left aligned? What should be the proper way? Can you do this thing? No. In your Eclipse, just try to do. You have written this code, this one. Just use a shortcut key, Control Shift and F. You will see alignment will be automatically. Yes or no?
What is the key? Control Shift.
Control Shift F. Control Shift F. Just you can just destroy the stuff, because sometimes what happens, people have a habit to write enter, then they make a space, something like that. So coding structure little bit distorted. Yes or no?
Yes.
So just keep the cursor on the center of Eclipse and say Control Shift F. Everything will be aligned. Getting my point?
Yes.
This is not, you can say Eclipse. Why again telling you so many things? You should understand what is the meaning of IDE, integrated development environment. Just focus on your environment. Don't need to focus on environment. Just focus on your logic. Rest of the things will take care by the Eclipse. Getting my point?
Yes.
So that's why it is. You can use any IDE. You can use Eclipse. You can use NetBeans. You can use IntelliJ. All are the IDs. You can use any ID. So now you get the understanding. What do you mean by ID? ID is only to use to make your development easy, reliable, and the rapid. It doesn't mean that you cannot create a framework without Eclipse, but it will be time taking. It will be time taken. The effort will be more, and it can be, maybe there can be some errors. Getting my point?
Yes, it is clear.
Okay, now other things also tell you. Sometime what happens, suppose take the example, you are wrong, you want to write some code. Suppose you want to write some str. You are reminding, oh, there is a class in Java starting with str, but I'm not getting the complete name. Just write str and control space. It will give you the suggestions which is available in the Java with the name of str. Getting my point? And this feature is known as IntelliJ feature of the Eclipse. Getting my point?
Yes.
So that's why we should prefer. So now today onwards, whenever you are going to give an interview and he asks that which ID you use, just say, sir, I'm using ID Eclipse or IntelliJ or this thing. Okay, and the purpose of that, so that we can focus more on the development part, not on the some process part, like we have to compile the code, we have to create Java file, then save in a folder, something like that. Is it okay? Now, Now again, same thing also. Whenever you are going to create a class, the first mistake people do at the time of learning, they create a class, such thing like new class, and they just give the name, and everybody love their name. So for example, Pankaj is learning. So Pankaj would like, I will give my own name, Pankaj, Pankaj, and just click on this main function, public statement. Pankaj, I'm saying the right thing? You just give the name and click on main, this one, checkbox.
Yes.
And trust me, when you are clicking on this thing, actually you are going to skip with 20% of the Java concept, because you don't know what is the use of this one. Just forget it. You will see. It means you have created a class Pankaj without any other code. Yes or no?
Yes.
So it means a complete class. Now the thing is that why you click on that function, you will see one thing. I will right click and just see, are you getting any option run as Java application?
No.
When you click on a student class or employee class, tell me you are getting option.
Yes.
So this option you are getting because whenever you are writing any code in your Java class, you have to write code in a particular concept that is called function. Very good. Now you see, if I will copy this function in my Pankaj class, you will also start getting this option. Getting my point? Getting my point?
Yes.
Now the question is that, again the interview question, you have 10 Java files in your Java project. You should create main function in each and every file.
Yes.
Now,
I think yes.
yeah, you are saying yes. Reason is that I told you, because we have, it is not your fault. Because reason is that everybody will try to tell you Java from this point, just create a file and create a main function. Actually, the answer is wrong. Answer is that if your project, you are creating a project and it contains 100 Java file or 1000, only one class should have the main function. Getting my point? This is a new thing for you guys.
Yes.
I will tell you why. Because the thing is that actually people know that Java is a function to run your code. Actually, the proper definition of Java is that in Java, main function is the starting point of your program execution. What is that? The starting point of your project execution. Are you getting my point?
Yes.
It means if you have multiple files in your Java program, but your program will start running from the file which contains the main method. Now, how you can compare it with your real life thing? Now tell me one thing. In your house, how many main gate you create? How many main gate? I'm not talking about the gates. I'm talking about main gates. Suppose you are very rich. You have a big bungalow. You have 4 gates in 4 directions, east, west, north, south. When somebody will come to your house, it will be confused. He will be confused, yes or no?
Yes, definitely.
Definitely. So that's why you create your big bungalow, but you always define that this is my main gate. It means somebody want to enter, he will come to the main gate, and from that he can go and traverse the whole house. Yes or no?
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
So now just see here, if you are creating multiple classes and in every class you are giving the main function, it means you are saying that in your house, in your bungalow, you are saying that every gate is a main gate. So when you are saying every gate is a main gate, again there is a confusion. Main gate should be only one. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
So now you got the point that in one project, if you are creating a Java application and you are using the main function, in the whole project, main function should be only once. Getting my point?
Yes.
Now I will come to that point. This question was asked in the Oracle. Trust me, whenever you are going to crack the interview, you can crack the interviews for mid-level companies. You will get the package. But at some point of time, when you are going to the Oracle and Microsoft, trust me, they don't focus on the, you can say main coding part. They focus on the logical part. You know that? They are going to check your FT. They are going to check your logic. They don't concern about that, okay, you know the syntax or not. Anybody can know the syntax from the Java. But how you are going to use it, what is your understanding, your concept is not clear. That is the main thing. Yes or no?
Yes.
Trust me, you go to the Microsoft and just they will ask you to write a code. Just write the wrong syntax, but write the algo is right. Your logic is right. Trust me, I can bet on that. They will select you. They will not focus on your syntax. They will say, oh, person is in case of public, the person is writing Public. Spelling is wrong. But they know that you want to write a logic public. Yes or no?
Yes.
So that is the fact that if you want to crack the big level companies, they focus on your active part, your logic part, your concept part. If your concept is clear, it doesn't matter you are working on a Java language or you are working in a Python. Only the syntax will be changed. Yes or no? Getting my point? Now I will come to the point that whenever you do this thing, don't do this mistake. Whenever you are creating a class, whenever you are learning, if you are not continuing with the session, that is also okay, but what should be your learning? Whenever you are trying to create any code in Java, try to write only that code that is mandatory. Reason that then you will come to understand what is the use of that. Okay, so I will give the example. Let me do one thing. I'm just deleting this file, student. Now I will tell you, when a class is created, what things comes into the mind of a developer, and your concept should be same. Then only you can make a good project. Am I creating a class? So first of all, when you make a class, you give a name. I'm giving a name a student. I will tell you why I'm giving the name of the student. I'm not making a public static environment. Is it okay? So anybody know what is the definition of a class? Whenever you are creating a class in Java, what is the definition of a class? Can anybody tell me? I know that you can tell me from the internet
Collection of
also.
methods and
Yeah, tell me.
Class is
It is a
collection of methods and logics.
Yeah, right. Or you can say this. Now the question is that when you are giving this thing, the second in the mid-level companies, they will ask, okay, he is good to classes. Now, if you go to some good companies, they will say, can you explain this thing so that I could understand what you mean by class? Are you getting? You have just given a definition, like in economics, somebody say that what is the, you can say, what is the price? What is the price drop? You have given a predefined definition of an author, okay, of a writer. But I want to say that, can you explain me this thing? Are you getting my point? Are you getting my? So try to explain me. Just think about that. I am an interviewer and I'm a manager. I'm a non-technical guy. You have to explain me class so that I understand. If I understand, I'm going to hire you. I'm going to give you a 100% package. Hi. Okay, tell me. Try to explain me what is class. Okay, I'm writing your definition. Class is a collection of objects. Okay, class is a collection of objects having, I am giving the
similar
best
kind of
definition.
properties.
Yes, you can having similar kind of properties. Now, somebody asks you, trust me, what I'm going to tell you today, try to tell this thing to your colleagues, to your friends, to your relatives. Even I can bet on that. You can explain this thing to your parents. If they are not from the technical background, they will understand what is class in Java. Okay. Now, what is class in Java? Class is a collection of objects having similar kind of properties. It means if you want to define any class, you are actually creating a collection. And what do you mean by collection? Actually, collection is also known as, with a similar synonym word, group. So it means now I will try to refine the definition. Class is a group of objects having similar kind of properties. Now here two terms are very, very important. What is object and what is properties? Yes or no? When you understand these two words, then only you can complete, because you know the meaning of group. You know the meaning of similar. Okay, but technically you should know what is object and what is properties. Getting my point? So yes. Anybody can tell me what is object. Before that, I want to give you one thing. Whenever any programming language is developed in the market, when Java was developed, when Python was developed, any language was developed, at that time, one thing always kept in the mind, that you are using your programming language to develop a software, and softwares are used in the real world. Yes or no?
Yes.
So your language should support all the concept of the real world. Because now tell me one thing, whenever you develop a software, what are the main operations which can be in a software? Have you heard the name of CRUD? CRUD?
Yes.
Yes.
What do you mean by CRUD? C-R-U-D. What do you mean by CRUD?
Create,
Create.
update, delete, read. I guess.
Excellent. Now tell me why they have given these 4 operations, especially in your software. Reason is that these are related to your real world. Every human being comes in this world. That is called create. Yes or no? Yes or no? What do you mean by read? Whenever any object, whenever any human being is created. Okay, like for example, Pankaj is born. Pankaj born. Now, other person like me, other person are trying to contact with him. So they are trying to read them. What do you mean by reading? Getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
As the time is going, as the you can say age is going, the characteristic, the quality, the properties, whatever you can, there are changes in the Pankaj. Yes or no? In terms of mind, in terms of physical, in terms of everything. Yes or no? So this is called update. Getting my point? And the last
Yes.
point is called delete. I will take the example of my own. Delete means at last. You will
Right.
come from, you will come from that and you are going back. Only the difference in the software world and this delete, one is called, 2 types of deletes are there. One is called soft delete and one is called hard delete. Okay, human being always go for the hard delete. Hard delete means it cannot recover. But in software, there is no concept of hard delete. There is a concept of soft delete. Anybody know what is soft delete? I always try to discuss this type of topics in my sessions also, so that your knowledge, not in terms of automation, in terms of manual also, your knowledge should be strong, so that as your experience is going, you are going to the level of 10 years, 12 years, you will be satisfying the role of, or you are justifying the role of technical lead or manager. Getting my point? So anybody know what is the meaning of soft delete?
Which we can recover.
Yes. So in the thing, now anybody can tell me why we do not make a hard delete in our application? Anybody know? Because every application, there is a heart of the application of every software, and that is called, what is that?
Reporting.
Now, trust me, if you cannot create a report from application, trust me, you cannot run a good business. I will give the example, very good example. That is directly making on the reporting part. Now, tell me one thing. Suppose take the example. You are taking a subscription of the Amazon Prime. So definitely what will do? They will create a record of the data in their database with the name of Pankaj. Okay. And they will say start date, end dates, license duration. Yes or no?
Yes.
So now after 1 year, suppose take the example, Pankaj do not like the, you can say, facility. He found that, okay, Amazon Prime is not so much useful. I'm not going to renew. So now do you think, Pankaj, after 1 year, they are going to delete your record from the database? No.
No.
But how they will make sure that you are not a valid customer or you are not a valid user of actually in database? They don't delete your record. Every table, this is a part of architecture. Every table contains a field that is called is active. Getting my point? Every table contains a field that is called active. This is the part of a structure. And what is the use of this column? To store whether your record is active or not. Whenever they don't want to show your record in the application, as a soft delete, they make the value false. So in every query, whenever you are writing a query, there will be a clause where is active equal to true. Okay, if they want to get the active users, yes or no?
Yeah.
Now, what is the benefit? Suppose take the example. Maybe the business find that maybe Pankaj is not interested in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. Maybe they have a hope that after 5 years, they can make an offer to the Pankaj and he will renew again. Yes or no?
Yes.
So in that case, if they have deleted the record, they cannot find the user whom they have to give the offer. Yes or no?
Yes.
But they will do one thing. After 3 years, the business is down. For example, you can take the example of Netflix. Now the business of Netflix is a little bit down. So they are just getting the details of the users which are not active. And they are saying that, oh, they are making a query, select users from Netflix, where is active equal to false. And they are getting the report and they are giving the offer. You can get the subscription in less amount. Yes or no?
Yes.
So how it is possible? If the record was deleted, they cannot use this feature to get the business in the future. So reporting is always use the data that is created in your application. It should never be deleted. Getting my point?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so that's why in the application, we don't delete the data. We never use this query, delete from the database. Whenever you want to delete any data, you make the field value of that table is active equal to false. You are getting my point?
Yes.
Now come back to the regular topic. Come back to the class. I told you that the definition of a class is totally depend on 2 points. What is object and what is property? Now the question is that the definition of a class comes from the real world. I say that class is a group. Now group means it has a collection. That is okay. What is the object? Can anyone tell me what is the object in this world?
Everything
Any real
is
life
everything.
entity.
Yeah, I heard everybody and everybody saying the same thing. Actually, in short, I can say everything in this world is the object. You are object, I am object. Pen is object, pencil object, plant is object. In short, everything in this world is an object. Yes or no?
Yes.
And how we differentiate between one object, how you identify that he's a Pankaj, how I can say that Pankaj can identify, I should talk to Pradeep, because Pankaj identify one thing, Pradeep is also object and he has same properties which I have. I am a human being, I have eyes, nose, mouth, legs, I can talk, I have a color, I have a name. So same property you can find, oh, Pradeep has the same property, so it means he is same object like me. Yes or no?
Yes.
And then you try to communicate me. It means you find another object in this world which have some properties. On the basis of that, you are going to make a communication. In the same way, you try to find a plant. You say that plant is also a object, but their properties are totally different from you. Yes or no?
Yeah.
So you are not going to make a communication. Oh, I am going to talk with the plant. I'm not talking about that. When somebody is really very emotional, they can talk to the plant. But otherwise, you will say, oh, plant don't have a property or a characteristic of talking. So I can't talk to the plant. What are the other property which have plant object? They can breathe. Yes or no?
They have
They
life.
can breathe, they can rise, they can born, they can delete. So everything in this world is an object, but they have different type of property. So you can say property is something like a characteristic. Getting my point? So
Yes.
now I will tell you this definition. Now understand that. Again, I will give the very good example of object. Most of the people on this group are from India. So maybe you have seen a movie, Munna Bhai MBBS. Have seen?
Yes.
If you know, the story of that movie was totally based on a patient who was in coma, and in that movie there was an actor Womain Irani who played the role of the DN of that hospital. Yes or no?
Yes.
And you will see whenever he was just talking about the patient, he don't use his name, he always use the thing, subject is not working, object is not working. Yes or no?
Yes.
Because the fact is that everything in this world is an object. Science also find this is object. On the basis of their characteristic, on the basis of their properties, they define whether this object will come under the group of human being, plant, car, pen, pencil, anything on the basis of their properties. Getting my point? Yes or no?
Yes. Yes.
So it means you got this point that everything in this world is an object. Now it means class. What do you mean by class? In your Java also, you are trying to create a group of sub-objects which contains similar type of properties. So in real life, I will tell you, whenever somebody will try to create a class in Java, it is related to the real world. Now tell me, if I want to create a group of people, and the group of people I want to define like a group of students. So can you tell me what can be the properties of a student?
Student name, roll number.
Very good. Now you understand. It means I'm saying student roll number, student name,
School name.
student
Class
school
name.
name. Wow, you guys are awesome. Just see, you are understanding very, very clearly. Now you can explain your relatives also. Okay, student age. Getting my point?
Yeah.
So it means now tell me, whenever somebody will say that what is your student group, you will say simply, in this world, all the objects which contains these property, roll number, name, school name, age. will come under my group. Yes or no?
Yes.
As you will try to increase the number of properties, you are trying to make your group more refined, more unique. Yes or no?
Yes.
Now tell me, if I'm designing an employee class, in this case, what can be properties? Employee ID.
ID.
Now you can see the difference. I employee, the person who have employee ID will come under the employee group, and the person who have a roll number will come student. So now you make a different group. Yes or no?
Yes.
Now other properties can be employee name. Other property can be employee address. Yes or no?
Yes.
Other property can be employee
Designation.
designation. You guys are really concerned about designation. You need promotion. Okay. And you are concerned about your salary.
Salary.
And in the group of students, they are concerned about the marks. Yes or no?
Yeah.
So now you understand how the group is created, how the class is created. Class is purely designed. You are, because we are from the testing background, so we are not concerned about so many things. But the person who is a developer, when they develop a class, they think about that. What should be the logical name of the class? Then they, on the basis of that, they define the properties that they want to be used. Getting my point? Getting my point? So whenever you are going to give the interview, can you give this example? You can, on the A4 paper, can you create these two things and explain that what is the class?
Yes, sir.
So now I will give the example. Suppose take the example. In my student class, I'm just trying to simulate this class with my batch. So you can take the example. I have 10 people in my batch. Okay. So now, can you tell me? You can assume it. You have any name, like everybody have a name. Ashish, Cherry, Manjunath, Niharika, Pankaj, Priyanka, Rahul, Sudhakar. Yes or no?
Yeah.
For the timing, you can assume that you have registered with me. So I'm providing a ID. You can make a ID roll number. So everybody of you have a roll number. Your school name is Let's Make Automation.
Yeah.
Everybody have a age property.
Yes.
When you are going to complete this session, I'm going to give you assignment. You will get some marks.
Yes.
Yes.
So it means, can I say that this student class is presenting this my batch group? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes.
Now the question is that in this group, I'm just defining everybody of you are part of my group. Now tell me one thing, how everybody will contain the similar properties. Now how I can make a differentiation between all of you? How I can make a differentiation between the Assis and Pankaj and Niharika? How I can make a difference if the properties are same?
Name from.
It means there is a particular term. Properties are something different and the value of something different. Means properties are the characteristics and what is the value? That is the which contains the actual data. It means for the Assis, the student property should be Ashish. Yes or no? Your student knowing property will hold the value Ashish. Yes or no?
Yes.
And for the Pankaj, the property is same student name, but it will hold the value Pankaj.
Pankaj.
Yes or no?
Yes.
So it means, again, come to the point, class is a collection of objects having similar property. So it is just like a group. How you can differentiate between other things on the basis of value which is stored in the property. Getting my point?
Yes.
Now the question is that in Java, whenever you are going to store some value, you know that there are so many type of values, so many type of data. Data can be numeric, data can be alphanumeric, data can be decimal, data can be yes or no, Boolean, any can be. This type of the data, yes or no?
Yes.
So now it is similar to the, you can say, real world concept. Actually, you can say properties are also work as a container. Properties are also work as a container. Properties work as a container. So now the thing is that you have defined some properties. Now you have to store some data. Okay, you want to define some, maybe you want to define some numeric value in the roll number. You are allowed to use the alphanumeric. You can use any number. It totally depends on your requirement. Who is designing the class? Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes.
So now how you will tell your class that which type of data you are allowed to put in your property, and that is called your data type. What is the next topic?
Data type.
So now you will see that's why your class is giving the error, because a property without data type is useless. So where you give the data type, just before the property name, you decide the data type, means which type of value you can hold in it. So first example is int. So in Java, whenever you are defining the int means you want to store the numeric data in this property. Getting my point?
Yes.
You will see here. Now if I will try to write something like that too. It is giving any error on line number 6?
No.
If I will try to write something alphanumeric, it is giving error.
Yes.
Yes.
It means whenever you are defining a property in a class, you define the characteristic. Same time, you have to define what type of data you can store. If really you want that, some places you want, you can say that in some organization, they use the employee ID numeric like 1, 2, 3. But in some organization, they have a phenomena like company name like Infosys, info and 1, 2, something like that. So they are using alphanumeric. Yes or no?
Yes.
So it
Yes.
totally depends on that. When you are creating a software, what should be that? If you found that you are going to use numeric, just give the data type integer. Otherwise, data type will be string.
String.
So student name will always be string.
String.
I will tell you, because I don't know about the other countries, but India, we always give the name meaningful like Pankaj, like Priyanka. Okay. In our country, we do not give the name like 1, 2, 3. Don't take the example of jail. Okay. In the jail, they take the example of what is the prisoner number 1, 2, 3. Okay. So I am talking about the meaningful name. So in the good families, they just give the name alphanumeric. Yes or no? Okay, so now the
Yes.
data type of student should be string. Same type. Can you tell me what should be the data of school name? A string.
String.
Okay, now about the age. Age can be numeric, that is fine. But some places you can say, in some organizations, some they try to store the age in two forms. Numeric can be complete number or it can be decimal. Yes or no? So
Yes.
if you want to store the complete number, you should give the int. Okay. But if you want to store the decimal one, for that, there is a data type that is called float.
Float.
What is that?
Float.
Okay. Now you see, now you can store the numeric data. In the same way, you can decide your marks can be complete number, your marks can be decimal number. So only I want to convey this thing, that whenever you are creating any class, first of all, you decide the group, then you decide the properties, what should be there, what is needed. Then you define property with their data type. Data type is must. Getting my point? So
Yes,
so because I have to explain other topics, so I'm not taking so much property. Otherwise, I have to define. So because the thing is, there is no end of the property. You can define 100 properties in the group. Yes or no?
Yes.
So I'm taking now you can see there is any error in the class. It means when you are defining a class, if you are not defining any property, it means you have given the student name and you are not defining any property. It means every object will come in this world. Actually, name is a student, but it is the whole world. Yes or no?
Yes.
Because if you are not defining any property, it means this group is saying everybody can come to this group. But whenever you are defining a property, you are restricting only those person which contains this property can come to here. Getting my point?
Yes.
Now you have seen that whenever you are defining a property, it is something that you have to give the data type. Data type means how you can store the value. What type of value you want to store. Is it okay?
Yes.
Now you will see. Again, I want to give you a very, very good confidence whenever you are going to learn Java. Trust me, you don't need to learn so many things in Java. Only 2, 3 concepts you have to learn, and rest of the concept are just understanding of some keywords, or you can say it is something like that. There are only 2, 3 concepts in Java. The rest of the concept are actually making some tweaking with that concept. Are you getting my point? So in Java, what you have to learn? You have to learn what is class, what is property, what is function, okay, and what is object. And other things are just like, what are that? Trust me, other concepts are just making some changes in this concept. otherwise concept are same. Getting my point? So what you have to learn, there are two things of the class. Two things make a structure of a class. One is property, second is
Function.
function. Some people say is method. So we have learned the properties. We will learn the function in the upcoming session. Okay, but you can see here, I'm going to cover the most important part that is very, very mandatory for the class. Now you will see there is another definition of a class. Anybody heard? Class is a structure, class is a blueprint. Anybody heard this thing? Class is a structure, class is a blueprint.
No.
Okay, I will tell you why they have given this thing. Actually, class, in the definition of a class, you will see when you define class is a collection of object having similar property. Also, it is a blueprint. It is also a structure. Why people say this structure? The reason is that anybody know what do you mean by blueprint?
With the help of blueprint,
We can create a real.
Excellent. You have
n
used,
number of.
yes, everybody is going in the right direction. Actually, blueprint means something like that. You have some information on a paper, each and every information on a paper, right? For example, suppose take the example. I want to make a COVID vaccine. Tell me one thing. You have two options. You can go and buy a vaccine. Otherwise, if you go to that company and say, can you give me the complete detail of the vaccination, like how many compounds are there? What is the ratio of that compound? Okay. And if you'll get that information on a paper, that is called blueprint, because using that paper, you can create lakhs of vaccines. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
But tell me one thing, every information is written in that paper. If somebody is going to eat that paper, it is going to work for the vaccine?
No.
It means blueprint is something like that. It is just like a structure. If you want to use that structure, first of all, you have to make a real thing. You have to make a real object. Yes or no? Are you getting my point?
Yes.
Tell me one thing. Suppose take the example, in your childhood, you were learning so many things in your class. So one day your teacher was telling you about the plant. He was telling plant is a thing that it has a color of green, it has a stem, it has a root. He's explaining everything. Now somebody will ask, sir, can you how I will verify that really plants are green? Because he is explaining in the words. Yes or no? So how he can make sure that plant is green? He will just bring a real plant in the class. Then he will show. Then everybody will understand. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
How he can show you? He will tell you, that the bottom part of the plant is a stem. That is the root. The mid plant is a part of called stem. There are so many green feathers are there. They are called leaves. All the student, they will think, okay, they can imagine so many things. Yes or no?
Yes.
But if some student will say, sir, how I can feel that this is the real one? The teacher will say, I will show you the real object. It means blueprint is just like a structure. If you want to perform real operation, if you want to make some real activity, you need a real object. Yes or no?
Yes.
I just listen this. Yes, that was very, very quick. You can say very, very confident voice. Yes. Who was that? Who was that?
Me, Niharika.
Wow, Niharika. So now, yes, we need a real object for that. Now the question is that how we can create the real object. This student class is just like a structure. Okay. If you want to use the structure, means if you want to use the properties of this class, first of all, you have to create a real object. You can tell me, I'm just taking a badge. Nobody is present there. Can I teach a badge? Pankaj, can I teach a badge without you guys?
No.
But I'm saying that I created a batch. I have just opened a Zoom link. I created a batch name, everything, but nobody is there. Can I make a practical there? No. It means batch is just like a structure. Batch is only forming when the students are there. Yes or no?
Yes.
So now this student, I created a structure of a class. If somebody want to use this structure, somebody want to use this property, he has to create the real object. Now the question is that how you can create the object. Getting my point? So I will tell you. For that, I will take the example of Pankaj. In the Pankaj class, I will do one thing. In the main method, I will come to that point also. How you can create the object of any class. You want to create the object of student class. The coding is that you have to write new and you have to write this code student and this first one. Getting my point?
Yes.
Yes.
So here you can say that it was the structure of the student class, and here you can say I created a real object. I want to say that this is Pankaj. Suppose take the example. I have created a real object. I'm just mentioning this is Pankaj. I'm creating new object like Niharika. So I will create a new object. Okay. And I want to present this object with Niharika. Is it okay?
Yes.
So in this way, I can create multiple objects. Now the question is that when I'm creating this object, where this object will be created? Can you watch these things in your programming? Let me run this code. Are you able to see any? There is some error. Let me remove this error. In this student class, let me remove this thing. Otherwise, it will give error. Or let me do one thing. Why I do define some data type here also, so that I can use in the future. Now, I'm going to run this class, Pankaj dot, because Pankaj is trying to create the object. Now, Pankaj, on everybody, are you able to see anything on your, are you able to see any impact or result on your program?
No.
So actually the thing is that whenever you are running the program, object are created, but object are created in the memory. Now the thing is that when object are created in the memory, how you will understand that when I'm running this code, what do you mean by creation of object? If you are not able to see the memory, can you find what is happening? No.
No.
So I will tell you that how it works in the memory, and trust me, second point. If you are not going to continue with the session, I will share this recording. Please watch it again. Okay. And do one thing. Every time you have to follow what guidelines I'm giving you. First of all, only use that code that is mandatory. Second thing, do not learn Java without the memory concept. If you are taking the base of the memory, trust me, your learning will be good. Getting my point?
Yes.
You don't need to, I'm just giving a negative statement for my batch, but I'm giving, you don't need any trainer for that, but you have to spend time for that. Why you need a trainer? I will tell you. You need a trainer because sometime you stuck. You need a guidance. You need a mentorship. Getting my point?
Yes.
If you can make effort by you don't need to money to me, not anybody in this world. Getting my point? Now let me come back here. I will show you that how you should learn. Now you will see, I'm just simulating. This is my, suppose take the example, this square is my memory. Okay? Okay?
Okay.
So when this code runs, what happens? When the control, you know that when I'm saying run as Java application, the control comes to the main gate. What is the main gate? This function. And the function enters, the control enters into this function and run one by one line. Getting my point? When the control go to the line number 5, I'm going to tell you what is happens. Actually, just see again, very, very good thing. If you want to check that how the control is working in Java, press the control button and click on the line of code. You will tell me where the control is going. Tell me where control is going.
Student class.
Very good. So first thing you have learned, whenever you are running, when the program is running this code at runtime also, he also doing the same thing. The control is going to the student class. Getting my point?
Yes.
Now, when control goes to this class, in that case, it will see that how many properties are defined in this class. Getting my point?
Yes.
So now it will find, oh, there are 3 properties. So now he will start creating the object in the memory. How? First of all, when it will find there is one object creation is there student. So in the memory, he will allocate a specific place for that object, something like this. Are you getting my point?
Yes.
And then it will do one thing. It will allocate a space for memory creation, and then we'll find how many properties are there. If contains 3 properties, within this object contains 3 properties space within this object. Getting my point? You want to
Yes.
store the property values. So where it will allocate the memory? First of all, for this one object, it will allocate a memory. I'm just giving a representation. It doesn't mean that in the memory it creates a circle like that. You will say in the interview, Pradeep said that it will create a circle. I'm just giving the circle is representing a memory for the object, and within the circle you are seeing the memory squares, rectangle for that individual property. Getting my point? So within the class, it will create the property, something like that. The one space within the square is for student roll number storage. For second is for, you guys can speak with me. I love to listen.
Student name.
Very good. When you listen, I can only do. Actually, I take the offline sessions also previously, but due to COVID, it become online. Now I can't see that people are sleeping or not. Okay. So it is very tough for me. So I keep on saying, say yes or no. Okay. So let me come to here. So now the third place is for school name. Is it okay?
Yes.
So this is the only coding is happening in the memory. This is completed. Control will go to the next line. Now tell me, in the next line, what it will do? Same thing. Yes or no?
Yes.
But it will create a new object. It means it will create a
New
new
memory.
something like this circle. Within circle, it will create the property.
New
Yes or
memory.
no?
Yes.
Yes.
Now you will see this is the code to create the object. Somebody learns the Java, and that same time when somebody asks you how you can create the object, people write a code. Trust me how they write the code. They write not only this code, they write student S1 equal to this one. Am I right or wrong?
Yes.
Yes.
Now the question is that you should know the difference between right side part of the equal to. This is the only code to create the object. This is not the object. Here at the left side, you are creating a thing that is called reference. What it called?
Reference.
Now tell me why I'm saying that reference creation is mandatory. Now let me show you that interesting thing. I will always take the example from the real world. Okay, now can you imagine that I'm trying to create the object in this memory? It is something like that. I'm trying to put some balloons in the room, something like that. Yes or no? Some circles are balloon which have some color, some you can say some gases in the balloon. Yes or no?
Yes.
Now tell me, I'm going to give an assignment to the Pankaj. Okay, Pankaj is replying very quickly. So I'm giving the assignment to the Pankaj. Okay, Pankaj, tell me one thing. I'm going to give an assignment. So assignment is that I will ask you to sit in front of a room. Okay, but you are not allowed to go into the room because room is just I'm simulating a memory. Getting my point? And you are just like a Java program. Getting my point? So I will give you one balloon, same color, blue color, same size, everything is same. I will give it to you and will say, just tie the thread and throw in the room. You have thrown? One thrown, two thrown, three thrown, five thrown. After 5 balloons, I will ask you, Pankaj, can you burst the second balloon? Pankaj, can you burst the balloon?
No.
Because 2 things are there. 2 challenges are there. One thing is that you cannot enter into the room. Getting my first point?
Yes.
Second point, anyhow you enter into the room. Now, suppose
Cannot identify.
you will not identify because
Yes.
every balloon is same. Yes or
Same.
no?
Yes.
Now I will give you the, I have told you this assignment, that this will be the assignment. This will be the problem statement. Trust me, you can find a solution easily. I will tell you the solution. When I have gave you first balloon, you can do one thing. Whenever you tie the thread of balloon, thread one side on the balloon, you can tie second side of the thread on your one finger. Yes or no? And just throw that balloon in the room. But still you are connected with the balloon with your finger. That is one side of the thread is connected with your one finger and another is connected with the balloon. Yes or no?
Yes.
Same thing you apply for next 4 balloons. Now after end, I will say, Pankaj, can you burst the 5th balloon or 3rd balloon? You will do simply one thing. You are not going to touch the balloon. You will twist your finger. Yes or no?
Yes.
So now the question is that balloon is the object and your finger is the reference. Getting my point?
Yes.
So now the question is that, come to this point. You are creating one object, you are creating next object. And when I come to the line number, suppose 7, I want to assign some values in the first object, which is created at line number 5. Do you think at line number 7, I can access that? No, because I have not created any finger. I have not created any reference. That's why whenever you need to access anything in the further line of code, always try to create a reference. Now you got the benefit. I will tell you the reason what will happen. What will happen when you do this thing in your same code, execute what will done. Just see here, control will go to here, create object. All the properties were there. Control will come back to here. Left side it will create a reference in the program. And how it will be reflected? Just go to the program. It will create a reference S1 and will point to the first object. Getting my point?
Yes.
And when you will write this line of code, secondly, in the second line of code, you have give a second reference S2. What will happen?
It represents second one.
Excellent. Now you guys are getting very, very quickly. Now you can try the same teaching strategy to your friends that Java learning is easy. No, if you are learning with the some basic understanding concept. Now you see, both are good. Now, if you want to set some value, you want to operate this object, which is created line number 5, you can operate with the help of S1. Yes or no? Just see whatever properties available in the object that you can access with the help of reference S1 dot. Are you able to see all the properties?
Yes.
Now see, if I want to set some value in the property roll number, say S1 dot roll number equal to, I want to give 4. Is it okay?
Yes.
I will say S1 dot name. I can write Pankaj. Is it okay?
Yes.
So now tell me one thing. If I have written this line of code, what will happen? Tell me. This will do same thing you have already learned. It will go to the class and create this structure in reference S1. Control will go to this line of code, next line. It will do this impact, second object reference. Yes or no?
Yes.
When the control will come to the line number 8, what the control is saying, just using the reference S1, try to go to the student roll number memory and store the value 4. Yes or no?
4. Yes.
So tell me where it will go. It will go for S2 or S1?
S1.
Definitely. Now you can think about, and it now why I'm telling you this thing, it is taking the reference. Maybe you have created the reference S1, S2. You are not interested to set the value of S1 first. Maybe you can write the code S2 dot roll number. Yes or no?
Yes.
But it doesn't matter you are using at first line or second line. Reason is that always you are going to store the value. It will fetch the reference. When you are running this line at line number 8 before the line number S1 roll number, definitely where it will go to store S2. Guys, where it will go? S2. Because it means in the memory there are so many balloons, but it will always go with your reference. Yes or no?
Yes.
And I will prove it. Today's session is going to be very, very, you can say the starting 10 sessions, if you will join, trust me, you will feel very, very confident in Java. Third property, school name. Only 10 sessions and you can say that you find learning very interesting. School name, I want to say ABC. Is it okay? So can I say same thing I can set for S2?
Yes.
Yes.
S2, S2, S2. I can say, let me write 5 here. And I want to put S1, I want to present for Pankaj. S2, I want to present for Ashish. Let me take the example of Ashish. We have two Ashish, Shao and Ashish. So both are same or both are different?
Different.
Wow, we got two Ashish. I have a topic in Java, okay? That is called overloading. At that time, I will take the example of you two guys. Okay, so now currently I'm presenting Ashish, ASHISH, Ashish. And the school name is, suppose I'm taking different PQR. Is it okay?
Yes.
So now you can tell me easily when this code will run. Pankaj will be stored where? In which part of the memory? Yes, S1. Yeah.
S1.
So when you are writing ABC, where at ABC will be stored?
S1.
S1. You guys are learning easily. And trust me, you can give me the feedback also that whether you have seen this type of session ever in the YouTube or not. So now a student name, go to here. It will store here.
Yes. S1.
Now PQR here. So now you have stored the value. This is done. So this program is done. Now you can see when I'm running this program, it is working, but you are not able to see the any impact on your program. But everything is happening in the memory in the same way. Yes or no?
Yes.
Only how you can find it that it is working or not. You can do one thing. Currently you have stored the value. Why don't you try to read the value? Yes or no?
Yes.
So how you can read the value? Whenever you are storing the value or assigning the value, you write the code s1 dot roll number equal to. And when you want to read the value, you have to simply write s1 dot property name. Getting my point? So I'm writing the SOP statement where I will write this code s1 dot roll number. Okay. I can show you this is printing the value for S1. So let me write some meaningful label also. S1 roll number. Is it okay?
Yes.
So now I'm printing other values. I'm reading means how I can show you. I will read and print it in my console. Okay. You are getting my point. What I'm trying to do? I'm trying to print reading the value and printing in console so that you can see that it is really getting the value from the memory. This one. Here I will say name. Here I will say school name. S1 dot, what is the property name? Student name. Here the property name is? So it will read the value for S1. After a dash line, let me print the value, read the value for S2. So let me write S2 so that it will be easy to understand. S2. S2. So now tell me, what you are expecting the output in the console? You can see the program. Tell me the expected output in the console.
Yes.
So it proves that it is storing the value. That's why when I'm fetching the value, it is giving the same value.
Yeah.
Yes or no?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, now here I want to tell you one interesting thing. Here you store the value S1 roll number, that S1 student name. Now I'm trying to do, after line number 14, again I'm writing a code. S1 dot student name. Just focus. Try to use your logic. I'm writing PANKJ Pankaj G. Can anybody tell me, is there any difference in the output or it will be same?
I think it will take the first latest one.
No, reason is that it will take this one. Now tell me how the program is running, starting from here. Yes or no?
Yes.
So what is the last line it is executing from the above? This one?
Yes.
Now tell me, it is something like that. You have stored some value in the student name for a Pankaj, but after some line you have update the value. So you will reflect updated value, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Got my point? I told you only stuck with one thing. When the control will come to this line, again what it will do? It will find the student name from S1 and it store the value Pankaj G. It means whatever value is stored in the memory previously, it will
Override.
override. And when you read the value, it will give the same value. Getting my point?
Yes.
Now I am giving you a query. I am writing this line of code, but I am writing after this line. Can you tell me what will be the output now? Just use your logic in terms of memory and instruction. What will be the output now for student name?
It will be Pankaj, sir.
Very good. It means you are getting. Reason is that it totally depends where you are updating the value. You are updating the
After
value.
reading.
Yes. Before you have already read the value. At that time, the value was Pankaj. Then you update the value. Ah, you guys are awesome. It means you are getting. And also, this is my point that I am also teaching well. Okay. Great. So you got the point? So it means whenever you are updating the value and wherever you are reading the value, you have to be take care of that. In that case, you have to give the answer in the interview. Getting my point?
Yes.
Yes.
So I hope you got this understanding that how objects are created and how the values are stored.
Yes.
Now, I will tell you one thing. Whenever you are designing the structure, this is the part of the structure that how you want to create a group. Now tell me, in this group, whenever I'm creating the group of students, actually in this one, currently I'm storing different values for school name. You can see for Pankaj, the school name is ABC and Ashish, the school name is PQR. Yes or no?
Yes.
It means I'm presenting a group of students, but this student can be from any school. Yes or no?
Yes.
So I want to make a structure of a student so that it present the student from the same class, same school. Getting my point? I want to create a structure in such a way so that it can refer the student from only same school. Getting my point?
Yes.
So now just see what I'm going to change. In the structure, if you want to save this thing, then there is a keyword that is called static. S-T-A-T-I-C. What do you mean by static? What do you mean by statics? Okay, I'm giving you one word. Trust me. S-H-A-R-D. Sorry, my spelling is wrong. C-H-A-R-D. Trust me. When I asked this question in the interview, 99% I got the wrong answer. And trust me, it is my favorite question. I rejected around, you can say, 1,000 people on this question. Okay, so if you are going to face the interview, okay, now just see here. I will give you the answer before that. I have just changed on the structure only this static. Getting my point?
Yes.
Now just see here. When I'm running the program again, just concentrate on your output. What is the output? And when I run it, just see what is the difference. And tell me the difference. Let's check who has the star prize. What difference you are able to see in the program?
The school name is PQR. Both objects. Both
Yes, excellent. Now you will see. Now the thing is that, trust me, whenever I ask this question, why people give the wrong answer? Because you learn from the theoretical concept. If you will learn from the memory concept, I will give bet on that. I'm giving you the understanding of shared, and you will explain me why it is giving the answer. Getting my point? I will not give you the answer. You will give me the answer. I will only give you the concept. Getting my point?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Now just see what is happening. Whenever in the structure you are giving the static thing, what happens? First of all, let me come to this class. Let me make a control jet. Or let me do one thing. Let me create a new paintbrush. Maybe don't forget it. So that this is the memory, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Now again, I'm trying to execute. This time structure is changed. So when the program is run, how it will work, just here. Control will go to the student class. It will create properties. Okay. First of all, create the object location like oval. Is it okay? Oval is okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Now this time just see very interesting thing. When you are creating the oval, it created the memory for the object. That is okay. Control will check how many properties are there. Yes or no?
Yes.
This time it will see that in these three properties, there is one difference. Two properties are defined without the static keyword and one is defined with the
Static.
Static. So now the meaning of static is shared. So what happens whenever any property is defined as static? Actually, object do not contains memory within in own location. It got the memory at common location. Getting my point? Let me show you what happens. Within the object, it will get two locations, two memory within the object. One for student roll number and one for name.
Name.
Getting my point?
Yes.
Just see here. It will get the memory for student roll number here. It will get the memory for student name in the object. Now the question is that where it will get the memory for the this property. Because it is a shared, so in your memory there is a shared location, and in the shared location it creates a location of student name. Getting my point?
Yes.
And here it will store the memory, store the value for the, and it is
Name.
shared. Getting my point?
Yes.
Now when the control will come back to it is a reference. So reference, how reference is going to work? Reference is going to work when it is going to fetch the property. It will refer to two properties. It will refer to in this location. Getting my point? And
Yes.
for school name property, it is going to refer this one. Getting my point?
Yes.
So now just see here what will happen. When this control will run, it will create the memory. Let me tell you the easiest way first of all. Don't create this object here. Create this object here. There is no difference, okay? But I will show you. When this object will be created, control will go to this line. Yes or no?
Yes.
Where it will store the 4.
S1.
Very good. Where it will store the Pankaj?
S1.
Where it will store the PQR or ABC?
S1.
S1, where S1 is pointing for school name. By default, this is a common location, right?
Yes.
Now tell me one thing. When control will come to this line, it will again create the object. Yes or no?
Yes.
How it will create just here? It will create this memory, two properties within the object. Yes or no?
Yes.
And third property it will find in the common location. That is already there.
Yes.
So it will not create the third memory. It will only do one thing. It will create a reference S2. For these two property, it will refer to here. And for shared property, it will refer to here. Is it okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Now tell me one thing. Whenever you are storing S2, where 5 will be stored?
S2.
You guys are awesome. 5. Where it will store the SRC?
S2.
S2.
Where it will store the PQR?
Override. ABC.
You guys are awesome because common location override. Getting my point? Now after that you are writing the code to read the data. Tell me what should be the output?
PQR for both.
PQR for both.
Yes. Now you got the answer.
Yes.
Yes.
And now I will show you again. This is right concept not. Suppose take the example after 16 line, S1 decided, again I will update some value for student name, school name. So he is updated the value. Suppose POL. What will be the output?
POL.
EOL.
You got the answer. Latest value updated by any object. Yes, sir. No.
Yes.
Yes.
Now I'm trying to confuse you a little bit and give me the answer. I am writing this line of code. Not that data. I am writing this line of code. Control X. Just see carefully. Just use your mind clearly. Don't be hurry. Can you tell me what will be the output? You can see the program and you can see the graph also. Can you tell me what will be the output? Try to
ABC for both.
Yeah.
I think I should clap for myself or yourself. I'm teaching well or
For
you're
both.
learning well?
Both.
So it means now you can see, because you have learned one thing. We are making a changes PQR, but before that we have not made any changes in S2. But S2 can also get the value which is updated by.
Yes.
Maybe.
Getting my point?
Yes.
Yes.
So do you think anybody can confuse you? Whenever you are assigning the value, whenever reading the value, you have to keep in this thing in mind. You can give the answer of any output, yes or no.
Yes.
Yes.
Now I will show you some other thing also. Suppose take the example. Let me first of all cut it back here. Also one thing. Here you are assigning the value. Suppose take the example, you are not assigning some value. Like for example, you are not writing anything here. Okay, you are commenting this line. So are you putting any value for the student name?
No.
No.
So you will see whenever you are not assigning any value, in the memory it is blank. So in the Java, whenever you are putting anything blank, you will give the answer null.
Null.
Getting my point? For S1 null, for S2 null? No. Getting my point?
Yes.
Yes.
So I hope you got it.
Yeah. I have a doubt, like for the student school name.
Yeah.
If we put S1 dot student school name equals to anything, after the print, after the whole print of S1, then how it will work?
No, I didn't get you. Means after this printing, you want to ask?
No,
write any-
not after the fourth line of print. After printing of all S1.
Okay, you want to? Okay, here.
Yes.
Okay.
If we put S1 dot
What?
student school name.
Okay. You want to assign some value or you want to read?
Yes, assigned to new value.
Okay. Just do it and you will give me the answer. You will give me the answer. Why? Now try to run the program and give me the answer. What should be the output?
I think YY will update for S2 only.
Yes, you are right that YY is update for S. Actually, not update. You are saying that. Actually, again, the thing is that you are getting the point, but you are not able to explain it properly. Now, tell me one thing. When this control will run, what was the latest value of a school name? PQR.
PQR.
When S1 read the value, he will get the value PQR.
PQR.
Now, after that, S1 updated the value YY1. This updated value is on the school, so S2 will get the updated value YY1. Yes or no?
Yes.
So updated value for S1 and S2 both are YY, but because S1 has already read before the update, so he is getting PQR. If you will write this line of code again after the S2, so this time S1 also get the YY. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Now your doubt is cleared. So where you are updating the value in the memory, it is doing this thing, but it is not. You are not able to see it for S1 because you have already read the value. You can see the impact on S2. Getting my point?
Yes.
Now doubt is clear?
Yes.
Sir, can you repeat once again?
Okay. I'm saying that only the thing is that whenever you are updating any value and whenever you are reading any value, you should follow the sequence. When you have updated this value, you have updated this value using S1, but you are after that you are not reading the value for S1. So you will not see, you will feel that the value of S1 is PQR, but actually in the memory, the value is Y1, but you are not able to see because you are not reading it. You are reading with the help of S2. So S2 will get this value. Yes or no?
Yes.
After that, again, you will try to read the value with the help of S1 reference. So what is the final value in the shared? YY. So here you are reading the value before S1 update, and here you are reading the value after update. Getting my point?
Yes.
Yes.
So it will impact when you are reading the value, when you are writing the value. I hope you got the point.
Yes.
In this structure, I have achieved one thing. My requirement was that for every student, the school name should be same. So we achieved this thing.
Yes.
Yes.
But again, I have a requirement. Now tell me one thing. In the structure, whenever you want to make this thing, there is a keyword that is called find. When I use a final keyword, you will see you will get errors. FINAL. Are you able to see any error in the class?
Yes.
Yes.
Now it is saying why it is giving error. Can you read the error for me?
The blank final field student school name may not have been initialized.
Now I will tell you what is the meaning of final. Again, come to the memory. Memory is the best way. Now here I will tell you what happens. Now think about that. You are following this structure, okay? Let me write. Okay. Now everybody see carefully. Suppose, for example, it is not giving any error. Can you assume it? It is not giving any error. If it is not giving, you can trust on me that it is not giving any error. Then you only understand the concept of final. Okay.
Yes.
Now, if it is not giving error, how the object was created? Just follow the same thing. Control is coming to here. Object is created. These two will be in the object. It will be at the shared location. Is it okay? But here you are using the term final. Final means when this memory will be allocated at that time, it will be logged. It will be
Log.
Now tell me why it is giving you error. It is saying that you are giving a variable, you are giving a property, I will lock it, and you are not storing anything. So this memory is a waste. Yes or no?
Yes.
It is something like that. You are going to buy a bungalow, and in the bungalow there is a room. Okay, and the seller of the bungalow is saying that I am going to sell you the whole bungalow, but I will lock this room. So you are saying that why you should pay for that? Yes or no?
Yes.
You will say, at least I can do one thing. Okay, I can do one thing. Before locking, can I store my garbage to that place? You will say, okay, at least I'm utilizing it. Yes or no?
Yes.
So here you can say, that's why it is saying that if you are not going to put any value here, I will lock it. So at least at the time of creation, store some default value. Getting my point?
Yes.
So now you will say error is gone.
Yes.
So it means what happens? When the control, when just see the flow, control will come to here. It will allocate the memory. It will store the value. Let's make automation easy, and then it will lock it. Getting my point?
Yes.
Sir, it is mandatory when we are using a final keyword.
Yes, it is mandatory. Okay. Okay. You have any scenario? I have a scenario, but I don't want to tell you right now. Otherwise, you guys will be confused. Okay. For the current timing, because the thing is that you can't learn so many things in one day. Okay. So current for timing, you understand that I'm creating a memory. If I'm making final, you have to restore some value. Getting my point?
Yes.
Yes.
When you store the value, you will see one impact. In your Pankaj class, are you getting errors on any few lines? Which lines you are getting error?
Line number 10,
10,
16.
16.
Can you read the error for me? What is the error?
Final field student school name cannot be assigned.
It means your program is saying that now you are not allowed to update the value of this field. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
But are you able to see at line number 20 and 25, it is giving that you cannot read the value? Are you getting any error? No. It means when you run the program, you can read the value, but you cannot change it. You have achieved that. You have created a student class structure for one school. Let's make automation easy. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Get the point?
Yes.
Trust me, you have learned so many important topics of the Java. What is class? What is object? And what is static? What is
Static.
final?
Fine.
Getting my point?
Yes.
So already we have just crossed the timing. So we are binding the session.